Graffiti is the most common form of vandalism, and those who practice it come well prepared. This man, attacking a London Underground train in sidings, has even brought his own stepladder for those difficult-to-reach places.
One guy is doing this side of the train from our side now. I can see
the man taking this video of more graffiti vandals at a train station in Kent is astonished at the pride they take in their work.
Yes, they're taking pictures of their work. Must be good art students.
It's around 11 o'clock at night in the London borough of Lewisham, and two young boys are painting the town red, and black, and green. Cash machines don't escape their attention, or the metal shutters of a shop. But this is one graffiti attack too many, as a police officer collars them. Vandalism has reached such a level in Lewisham that the council, faced with a £200,000 clean-up bill, has set up a legal wall with free paint to encourage graffiti vandals to go straight. This former vandal, 17 years old, arrested 3 times but only cautioned, says he used to spray graffiti to gain respect.
If you get your name up, people are going to know who you are, and that's you. Like, they might not have ever met you before, but like, before they meet you, they're going to have a certain degree of respect for you. Before they met you, if they see that name like every day of their lives when they come at their house, it's going to stick in their head, and they're going to remember it.
For this youth, graffiti is art.
They're not just scribbling and doing whatever. They're trying to do something that they like and they think looks, pleasing to the eye.
His mother tried to encourage him to use the wall of a garden shed at home, but it didn't work.
I was really, really angry. It's like little dogs leaving their messages everywhere to say this is where I've been.
And the next she knew, her son had been arrested.
As you do in moments like that, your heart sinks and you think, oh God, why do they do these stupid things? But it gives you the opportunity to talk to your child about it. I was relieved, in a way.
However, her troubles may not be over yet.
She knows I do it, so she kind of won't be as surprised if I get caught again, but I don't want to annoy them by getting caught, basically, because they won't be very happy. But I'm just trying to make sure I don't get caught.
The question everyone wants to ask a vandal is, how would they feel if the tables were turned? We asked one of them. The answer didn't come easy.
I'd be really pissed off. You would be angry, blatantly. But I think it's something I'd understand a bit more, obviously, like a biased opinion. But I'd blatantly be annoyed, blatantly.
It's all right to do somebody else's.
Not really, but just the way it goes, I guess. Just like that's what happens.
This is one of Britain's graffiti black spots. On the edge of a park in South London, these walls have had to be repainted countless times, but they don't stay clean for long. We decided to set a trap. We wanted to discover who was responsible for the vandalism here, so we set about painting one of the walls white. And in the branches of a nearby tree, our engineer hid a tiny camera connected to surveillance video recorders which taped the results. After 5 litres of paint, a white wall. But for how long will it stay that way?
A white wall is like a honeypot to a swarm of bees. They immediately have the impulse, it's almost uncontrollable, to fill that space.
It takes a few hours, but the vandals are soon back. This youth uses a spray can to paint not 1, but 2 bits of graffiti. He has several friends with him. This one seems rather shy. But 40 seconds later, he's got over that.
Most taggers work with at least one witness present. It doesn't have the same effect for them if they're working alone.
Next come what looked like a teenage couple in love. And what better way to show your feelings than spraying them on a wall, whatever Y times means.
This reminds me of the kind of thing that you see where courting couples carve their initials into a tree or a bench. This is like the 21st century version of it, where he begins by making his mark and then offers the pen to her to join him.
To his Y times, she writes Y blag, and even adds what looks like a kiss above. A day later, more graffitis appeared, and the girl on the right is adding a fetching squiggle in gold. These boys are tempted by our wall, but instead opt for a sign in front where they write, and write, and write what is clearly graffiti's answer to war and peace. Altogether, 19 pieces of graffiti have been drawn in less than a week, but we're about to take the experiment a step further. In a bid to deter young people hanging around this station, the Tyne and Wear Metro took an unusual decision to play classical music between 6 and 10 o'clock every night.
We felt that we would try and dissuade them, make this a less attractive place for them to be, and this sort of music is not that attractive.
Incredibly, the scheme worked in cutting vandalism, and now, 2 years later, has been extended to 7 more stations with similarly encouraging results. But will the same work for our graffiti black spot? We're adding speakers to play a nice Brahms lullaby, and we'll be back to find out what happens later.
We've caught one youth who had admitted to 95 offences on board our vehicles. I mean, you know, that makes you understand the problem that we've got.
This vandal actually caused £10,000 worth of damage, yet his punishment was just 24 hours youth detention. But the vandal had his own surprise for the court.
The police tell me that when he was taken to court, he went to the toilet and the officer followed him in because he was in for a while, and there he was tagging the inside of the court toilet.
As quick as you see it on paper, that's as quick as you see it on a wall.
Los Angeles. Rival gangs marking out their territory caused £750,000 in damage every single week. These vandals thought they were being auditioned for a TV documentary, but in fact the film crew were police officers. It was a classic sting.
We secured an office in the city of Long Beach, because at that time that's where most of the taggers were concentrated. We passed out flyers around the schools and just waited to see if anybody would show up.
Believing they might win the prize of a trip to Britain, the vandals are eager to boast.
If I go out freeway bombing, maybe 3 or 4 cans that night, and then whatever.
This girl, just 15, gives her graffiti tag name.
Fear.
Speak.
Fear.
And how do you spell that?
F-E-A-R.
Mob this piece of paper with this marker, and like you would if you're going to do a bus or do a wall or a freeway or something.
It's like visual terrorism. We had them write their tag, and they'd write their tag, and then we'd have them hold it up. So we'd have their little smiling faces and their tag that they've done.
Would you be able to hold that up for our viewers to see and then point out what all those letters mean?
The letters.
Yeah, like we know that there's a K.
Knocking out suckers.
Oh, okay.
That's the middle finger.
Okay, and that's like...
My eye throw.
Okay. Your eye throw?
Yeah, my eye throw up. You know, just a quick eye.
For the eye, okay.
Yeah.
And point out what the other letters mean.
It says N-D-E-K-S, Index, D-E, F-T-P, fuck the police.
Okay.
Out on local roads, police matched the sketches with graffiti. 9 of the vandals were charged. But the sting also revealed deep links with gang violence.
Just my name?
Yeah, here, how you would do it.
She was at a wake for a mob to kill tagger who had been murdered, and she was there at the wake when the rival tag crew came by and began shooting the persons at the wake, and she was shot on that day. Now, she survived her gunshot wound, but there were others there who did not survive, that were murdered at the scene.
Our graffiti wall in South London has been repainted again, and our experiment's working. Classical music, a Brahms lullaby, has been playing for 24 hours now. There's been no graffiti whatsoever. Finally, someone's showing interest, but this vandal seems rather timid.
He realises something's going on. He can't tell quite what, but you see him make a quick mark. It's quite rushed, and he does it right on the edge of the wall, actually not on the main space, and then he's out of there. And for the rest of the time the classical music was playing, more than 24 hours, nobody touched the wall. So as soon as you introduce something which changes the norm, changes the culture, people are immediately on their guard and much less likely to commit an act of vandalism.